Welcome back to the Breakthrough Podcast. I am your host, Jonas.
And his co-host Parker.
Pretty big episode, bigger than me and Parker combined. We got WrestleMania. We got special episodes of Dynamite and Collision. Um, the BTR Championship was up for grabs this weekend. And we'll talk about that when we get there. History has been made. We'll talk about that when we get there. Um, a new faction is forming, which we'll talk more about next week. But Parker, you ready to get into this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So starting off, April 14th episode of WWE Raw, live from Sacramento. This was the go home show before WrestleMania 41. Um, yeah, this night was filled with a bunch of just random brawls and storyline development. So it's pretty solid. Um, it's not in order. I just kind of I was rushing because I didn't make this until like 10 minutes ago, so it's just kind of things that happened. If I forgot some stuff, it's whatever. But um, the show started with Gunther, I believe, talking to Michael Cole, which is pretty ironic after what happened on Monday. Um, and he vows to defeat Jey Uso at WrestleMania, promising to teach him a lesson that he will never forget. Solid promo from Gunther. He was very, very passionate about it. You could tell in the way he was speaking, the way he was holding himself. He was very straightforward, just saying what it is and how it's gonna be.
Yeah, the last I'd say 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks have been really good for the feud of Jay and Gunther. Definitely helped it build it up a little bit, because like the first few promos were just Jay coming out doing his entrance, and then Gunther ending up either beating him up or beating him in a promo battle. But then once Gunther almost killed Jimmy,
That's when I started to turn
then
around. Like, made it way
that's
better.
that's when Jay became serious. Which Jimmy came out on Raw yesterday, which is cool, or 2 days ago. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like Parker said, everything changed once Jimmy was almost murdered in the middle of that ring. We got way more serious Jey Uso, and as people online were calling him, they were saying he was aura farming, because he'd come into the crowd and he wouldn't eat for the first like half, and maybe do like two or three. But yeah, Jay and Gunther had some pretty nice build in the later half. Their match, we'll get to that when we get there. We then had, I believe, Bailey defeating Liv Morgan. Bailey secured a win over half of the women's tag team champions, Liv Morgan, with interference from Lyra Valkyria, setting the stage for their upcoming tag team title match at WrestleMania. But I'm gonna jump to this real quick. On WrestleMania Saturday at the pre-show, we cut to a backstage where we saw Bailey on the ground and Lyra was talking to her. Pierce told Lyra that she has to find a new tag partner within 24 hours, which she does do. But um, half the reason I say this is because people think that Bailey might be going to AEW eventually,
no,
because Mercedes was tweeting at her like, I think it was like phone emoji, money eye emoji,
I saw
hearts, or
something
something
like
like that.
that.
So people think that she might be going over there, or it could just be a little bit from because they are friends, obviously.
From what I know, Bailey's not injured.
No, she's not. This was just all just a storyline.
I wonder.
Um,
I wonder what her name would be in AEW if it's still Bailey. Usually,
probably be
every
Pam.
WWE is her for like real name like Pamela or
Yes,
something like that.
Pamela.
Pamela. Yeah, but like yeah, AEW changes every WWE wrestler's name that goes to their company.
Well, it's
I
not really
think.
their fault. It's just
Well,
if they
no,
have
they
it
just have it
trademarked.
copyrighted or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Um.
Well, they kept Ricochet. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, whatever.
Um. We then, I don't even know, I'm going out of order, so I don't even care. Rey Mysterio overcomes Julius Creed. Rey Mysterio beats Julius Creed. Pretty obvious win there. But in the post match, he was attacked by El Grande Americano. He used a loaded mask with a steel plate
Gracias.
to assault Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio intensifying their rivalry. Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about El Grande Americano and what happened on Saturday. But like I said with everything
Mm.
else, we'll get there when we get there.
Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh, so I hate to bring this up, and I don't want to start this to be controversial,
Oh God.
but I don't like how people are saying that Triple H is trying to be disrespectful towards lucha culture with the whole El Grande Americano thing. It's funny. It's supposed to be funny. It's a bit. He's not doing this to like be like make fun of Ray, make fun of Ray Phoenix. You know, like he's just doing this to be funny. Uh, like one time on Raw, I think it was in 2024, Carlito said, "I need to learn Japanese" after
Dude,
walking into Pierce's
people were
office.
so heated by that. It wasn't even
Like
that bad.
it's supposed to be funny. Like you go to a comedy show and somebody gets made fun of being called fat or being called like stupid or something. You're gonna expect that, so you're not gonna watch a comedy bit and be like, "Oh, I hate that he said this." Like it's funny stuff. Most funny stuff's supposed to be controversial for a reason. Like take it as a joke.
Yeah, it's a shock factor.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I remember people were heated when Carlito said that, and I was like, it's not
Oh
even that big
yeah.
a deal,
I was
bro.
like, what the? I was like,
He's
what
in
the
a
hell?
character. Now, when Vince said something else,
I mean, that's different
yeah,
because he meant it in like a serious way.
yeah. Um,
We didn't have to bring that up.
we didn't say anything. We can just
Just go.
context,
Go.
just
Just go.
context.
I'll kill you.
Um,
Sorry.
AJ Styles defeats Karrion Cross and is attacked by Logan Paul. After defeating Karrion Cross, AJ Styles was blindsided by Logan Paul, who delivered a brutal attack, including his pulverizer finisher. I don't know why they won't put Karrion on screen more.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I think he's really good. I think he's underrated. If you haven't seen his promo that he cut after Mania, go watch that. It is practically a pipe bomb. Um, it's equivalent. He calls out Logan Paul. He talks about how Scarlett and him have been in the business for 25 years, and they get overshadowed by a guy who did YouTube. It's kind of crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane because he's not wrong, and he's not even being punished for speaking it, which I think is great. Um,
Was that? Do you think that was like planned, or do you think that was just off the
no, I
dome?
think it was planned, but that not that much. Like I think he was supposed to go in there
And just
and
say some
and
crazy stuff.
deliver a good promo, but he truly started feeling emotional towards it, and I do not blame him because he's from
Mm.
Vegas, and like he said, you saw the crowd react to me when I did that little thing. He went there and grabbed the brass knuckles. You saw they reacted,
Mm-hmm.
they popped, and yeah, I mean,
Cross needs to win a world title before he retires.
yeah, at least the IC, at
Mm. Or
least,
at least some, not a tag title. But
yeah,
he wouldn't have anybody to tag with besides like the Miz.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, Karrion Cross needs to be appreciated more. He's very, very good. Seth Rollins attacks Roman Reigns and CM Punk, his opponents for the main event of night one. He delivered a signature stomp to both Roman and Punk after Reigns shoved Paul Heyman. Actually, no, did he spear him or did he Superman punch Paul? Or
Uh,
was that
Roman when
Monday?
Monday he Superman punched Paul,
Okay,
and he was going for a spear, and then the other guy
okay.
came in.
But yeah, whatever. I don't know if that ended the show, if this did, but Braun Breaker and Penta clash with the Judgment Day. These four are in the match on Sunday. That being Braun, Penta, and Finn and Dominic. Um, nice little brawl to end out the show. I think maybe I don't know. Was this the ending of the show or was the Seth? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Either way, pretty
I fell
nice.
asleep towards the end of Raw. This I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be
Moving
honest.
on to NXT from April 15th, live
Joe Hendry.
from the Performance Center. Um, Ethan Page wins Fatal 4-Way to become the North American title #1 contender. Ethan Page won over Wesley, Eddie Thorpe, and Lexis King in a high-octane Fatal 4-Way to earn a shot at Ricky Saints North American Championship at
What does
Stadium
high
Delight.
octane mean?
Like, very fast-paced, like
Oh.
polished, like that type of thing. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I just took it from their website. That's what I do. Match ended with Ethan executing the twisted grin on Lexis King for the victory. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't. I think Ethan Page is a good pick here. I would have picked Wesley too, either one of them, because Wesley is very good. Um, but Ethan Page was a solid pick, especially after seeing that match. Lola Vice and Thea Hale qualified for Women's North American title ladder match. Lola Vice defeated Tatum Paxley, and Thea Hale overcame Carmen Petrovich, securing spots in the six-woman ladder match for the vacant NXT Women's North American Championship as Stand and Deliver. Hank and Tank win tag team gauntlet between
Honk,
Gunther and the
honk.
contenders. Hank Walker and Tank Ledger uh, won this gauntlet from the number one spot. They were the first in, and they were the
Just like
last
Bailey
out.
and Lyra.
Yeah. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Hank and Tank at Stand and Deliver, which, spoiler, great match. Um,
Mm.
and then just some more stuff. Javon Evans confronts Obafemi and Trick Williams. Heated exchange between the three of them with some pretty good promo work. Um, Dark State and the D'Angelo family engage in a crazy brawl. I don't know. I don't really get the whole story behind the D'Angelo and Dark State, other than that Dark State just kind of killed them that one time. Um, but their Stand and Deliver match, I didn't watch. I was like, I think I was talking to my brother or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was alright. Oh, I haven't been doing my thing. Parker, what'd you think of Raw in general?
It was definitely a good go home show. Um, I feel like um personally, I feel like that Gunther thing should have been the main event, even though it was kind of small. I just feel that Gunther and Jay have been doing that good to the point where I think they should
Yeah,
have
because if you
had it.
look at the IC title thing, they closed out the show for like 3 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Seth, Roman, and Punk had been taking over both weeks or both weekly shows, SmackDown and Raw. So yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. Gunther and Jay could have used a little bit more time, but in the end, it was still a solid build up. Um, which also when we get, when we get to WrestleMania and all that, I gotta talk about what happened when I was at my grandparents for Easter.
I
um,
don't know what happened, so I'm kind of scared.
it has to do with the podcast.
Oh god.
Um, an
Did your
NXT
freaking
Parker.
cousin do something with the
No, no, it was my
belt?
dad's side. It was my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
All right. What do you think of NXT Parker?
I thought it was good. It could have been better if they had Joe Hendry or Dante Chen, but I mean, for a go home for Stand and Deliver, I think it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Hank
Yeah.
and Tank winning was definitely my favorite moment. Hong Kong. I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say it.
I don't want to steal your fire. Um,
My fire burns.
dude, that song is so good.
He should have came out like to it at
I
Mania.
love
Like,
that song so much. I'm not even gonna lie. I listened to it in the shower today.
look in my yacht.
That is not that song.
I
Um. Okay.
And my house is coming down.
Parker, you want to talk about what you tried to do after Dynamite last week when you were texting me? You were like, if only I was there. If only I took videos.
Oh, I was trying to after Dynamite, I was like about to like screw with Jonas. I wasn't there because I would have said something, but I was like I texted him. I'll find the text messages, but it was like I said if only I was there, if only I was at the show, and if only I took videos of everything that happened.
If only if I was hard cam or something like. I was like,
Yeah, I
bro,
said,
this kid cannot keep a secret. But yeah, read those off.
let me go find it. Yeah.
Nah, I knew he didn't go though, because Parker would not have been able to keep that a secret.
Nope. Have you?
The show opened with one of the best women's matches in AEW history: Mercedes Moné versus Athena. This is one of the most anticipated matches in all of wrestling. This is in the semifinals of the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
Oh, I
Mercedes,
found it. If only I could have gone. If only I was hard cam. If only I took videos of pictures this time. If only I didn't tell you. He said, "Cool." I said, "Yeah, that didn't happen."
yeah, I didn't believe that.
I hear voices in the
Um,
air.
but yeah,
Hear
so
them
Mercedes
loud and
Moné defeated
clear.
Athena with a O'Connor roll, advancing to the finals. I do and don't like that they did a roll up for the win. I get it. It makes it so they can do this again and have an actual, 3 count, like, straight up pinfall. Match was good though. Good opener. Set like a what's the word I'm looking for? Set the stage for what was to
Mm.
come. One of my favorite matches of all time is on this show. Um,
Will Ospreay versus Takeshita.
yeah. We then had Hangman Adam Page versus the Wild Card, which was TNA's. Well, not anymore, but Josh Alexander, which is pretty decent. I don't really know Josh Alexander that great. I know that he was in TNA. I watched one of his matches. Did he have a match at Bound for Glory? The same one where he drew on the title?
Yeah, he fought some dude in an Extreme Rules match.
I thought so. Um, this was for the men's tournament quarterfinal of the Owen Hart Cup. Hangman does beat Alexander with a small package pin. After the match, Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher confronted Adam Page, leading to a brawl, and Josh Alexander already joins the Don Callis family. So we then had the most obvious retain of all time, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. That song is so good and bad at the same time. Bobby Lashley, shout to Benjamin with MVP, retained the titles against Gates of Agony. No shock
I
there.
wonder.
Um,
People were calling
Lashley,
him a Timu Jacob Fatu at the collision I
I
went
don't
to.
know if they can say that. Like, I don't know, but
I mean, he is Samoan, but to also be fair, he does have Jacob Fatu's hair. He has his beard. He has similar tattoos.
well, yeah, they're the same. Like,
Well,
I
the
don't want to be.
tattoos,
Let's
yeah,
stop before we get canceled.
yeah.
Um,
Let's not look up ourselves.
yeah, Lashley delivered a spear to Khan and picked up the win.
We hurt people.
Alright, Parker. We then had my favorite match of the night. No offense to the main event, but one of my favorite matches in all of Dynamite history. Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. You knew this was gonna be good. You knew
You
this
know
was
what
gonna
else
be a
is a really
banger.
good match in Dynamite? MJF versus Will Ospreay when it lasted like 59 minutes, 58 seconds.
Yeah, that was insane. That was great.
I was in Philadelphia at the time.
Will Ospreay secured the victory over Konosuke Takeshita in a men's tournament semifinal, delivering a Stormbreaker for the win. There is too much that happened in this match to say it all. We'd go for another 20 minutes. Go watch that back. I might even watch it again today. That match was so good.
Mm.
Like, I don't even know what these guys are made of, but oh my god, they're so good in the ring together. One of my favorite matches of the night.
That
We
was a
then
disgusting birth.
We then had the AEW World Trios Championship, where the Ops captured the titles from the Death Riders. But both the Death Riders and the Ops had to find a new person to be in the match because Pac on Dynamite 2 weeks ago now was got injured with something in his leg, I believe. And Hook was violently throwing up on Dynamite the week before that, so something happened. Um, yeah, I don't know. Something actually had. You know when they like put his stomach over the chair?
Yep.
So right before that, he threw up outside the ring.
Oh.
Yeah. So something's going on there. And it's obviously real because not even Taz was at the show. So.
Damn.
Hopefully he's good because
It should be.
I do like my guy Hook. So the Ops took Powerhouse Hobbs as the Death Riders were the ones who took him out of action, and obviously, John Moxley took Pac's place. Joe secured the win by somehow, some way, making Moxley pass out with the Coquina Clutch. I do and don't like that he did that because it shows that Mox is human. He can lose. But at the same time, we all know it's gonna lead to Joe being like, I beat you in that match.
Joe?
Let me get that title, and then they're gonna have a match and still gonna lose. But
I need freaking Darby Allin. You know what I need him to do? I need him
dude,
to get to
I'm
the top of
scared for
Everest.
him.
My uncle was saying that he has a bad feeling.
Bro,
But
he's not getting back till like May, like
May
late May.
15th. It's
Yeah.
around May 15th. I'm
Um,
hoping that Darby Allin, like, they do some, like, stupid thing where, like, they edit him jumping off Everest onto, like, Moxley. I need somebody to do that. That'd be funny. Like, even if it's, like, wicked low quality, that'd be the funny.
people were freaking out because he gained a lot of muscle and he has a beard now. It's like,
Darby Allin?
yeah, he has a bunch of muscle now. He looks like an actual pro wrestler.
So.
But it makes sense. It makes sense.
But
His
that no,
prime-
but now he's gonna be able to he's gonna be able to do more stuff now. Now that he's like a bigger dude,
Yeah.
like more crazy stuff, which I hope he's so willing to do.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully Bro's good because he's a great wrestler.
Let me figure out some news on
Oh my god, I haven't been recording my audio.
that. Are you serious?
I think I actually haven't. Oh wait, I think I'm good.
Please.
I think I'm good. Okay. This is what happens when we
If there ever is a problem like that, like during this episode, let's play the game, then come back to recording because I don't want to.
I have to leave at like 12 though, so yeah. But let's just get back to this. We're leaving all that in. I don't even care. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for the Ops to get these titles. As I mean, they're great wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shibata's great. Hobbs is great. Joe's great. I'm happy that they got them some recognition. They deserve it.
They do.
AEW Collision. Adam Cole defends the TNT Championship against Claudio Castagnoli in a open challenge. Nick Wayne defeats Commander to become the new ROH World Television Champion. Kevin Knight versus Lance Archer. Kevin Knight picked up the win. Don Callis family versus Conglomeration. Don Callis family beats Rocky Romero and Tomohiro Ishii. Megan Bayne versus Ashley Fox and Rebecca Scott. Another random, like, handicap match that Megan Bayne won. I'm not even going to try and say this. It's LFI versus KM Rose. I don't even know. Something happened. I don't even want to try to read that. Julia Hart and Chris Statlander versus Harley Cameron and Mercedes Moné. Hart and Statlander beat Cameron and Mercedes after pinning Harley with the Haterade. We then go to SmackDown, where I'm just going to talk about the main stuff because this episode's very long. Cody Rhodes and John Cena have their final face-off. Undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena engaged in a heated verbal exchange, culminating in Rhodes delivering a crossroads to Cena after Cena attempts a attitude adjustment. He also said, on Sunday to beat you, Cody, I didn't even have to wrestle. Smacked him in the eye, and then that's how we got to the whole crossroads thing. Decent promo, not their best, not their worst.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm locked in right now.
Moving on to, the first match of the show. Carmelo Hayes wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. God, I could not get that out. Carmelo Hayes emerged victorious in the Memorial Battle Royal, outlasting competitors including Rey Fenix, Andrade, and Shinsuke Nakamura. He eliminated Andrade to secure the win, marking a significant milestone in his career. It was so good. It was almost perfect. And then they brought up Mellow Dope Miz again. And it's like, dude, are we really going with this? I want Carmelo versus Andrade again without a special guest referee in a legitimate one-on-one match because they are so good together and they prove that as the final two in this Battle Royal.
And it was a good Battle Royal in general.
Yeah.
I liked how they had Melo Andrade in the end.
It was one of the better Battle Royals.
It definitely was.
We then had Tag Team Turmoil, as they called it, where DIY crashes the party. A scheduled WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns was interfered by DIY and stole the belts. General Manager Nick Aldis intervened, retrieving the titles and announcing a triple threat TLC match for the championships on SmackDown next week. And the entire arena groaned. Which I know Parker Actually, you didn't. You won't even care if I say this because you didn't. It didn't even help you win.
Hmm.
Predictions. They should have taken the spot of Kofi, or of New Day versus Raiders, because this would have been way better in my opinion. Unless somehow they fumble on Friday. Seth Rollins delivers a pipe on his own, uh, targeting CM Punk and Roman Reigns, intensifying the anticipation for their upcoming match in the main event of WrestleMania 41 Night 1. LA Knight attacks Tama Tonga to take him out of the problem for his match at WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio challenges El Grande Americano and, or wait, no, it was Chad Gable. He confronts Chad Gable because he obviously thinks that he's Grande Americano, and so they have a six-man tag team match where Rey Mysterio ends up getting injured, leading to the replacement of him at WrestleMania, and it was Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americo instead. All right, Parker, here we go. It is time for WrestleMania. I'm gonna try and go in order. I did this in order of just matches that I remembered. World Heavyweight Championship open night 1. Jey Uso versus Gunther. Jey Uso picks up the win and wins his first ever World Championship. Now, decent match, not the greatest, not the worst. I don't know why they had Gunther tap so quick. It's a little bit of an odd thing for them to do, especially when he'd been on a decent reign.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I do think Jay is a great choice to become champion. Which also, speaking of this, I don't know why they're ruining the illusion of professional wrestling.
Elaborate. In my like
They
this.
are creating a new Netflix documentary about just how you book a show and like
I did
everything
see
in
that.
between. I don't know why they're getting rid of the entire illusion of professional wrestling being real. The entire show is just them going, "Oh yeah, so we're gonna do this," and then shows them training and the going over the matches beforehand. It just, it's not what I particularly want. And it's not like it's
Mm.
some hidden show. They're advertising it on the weeklies. They're advertising it at WrestleMania. They're doing all that. And I get it. Money is money. They want the money from Netflix. And I get that because Netflix has enough money to go around. But I don't know that they should be just ruining the illusion of professional wrestling being real and just immediately go, oh yeah, this is fake. Because, yes, Parker, me and you both know this is fake. We know it's scripted.
Obviously.
But for those kids who still believe in it being real and they're fully developed, like their frontal cortex is fully developed and they know how to reason and all that, and then they just see, oh wait, this is just all fake, they're immediately gonna lose the interest, or maybe not. But just think
Mm.
about how many fans are gonna lose the interest of it, being like, oh well, this is fake, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
No.
I think they should slow it down a little bit with the whole thing. I don't know why they're pushing it so far behind the curtain. They started this last year with WrestleMania XL behind the curtain thing, which was all just a cover up for them putting Rock in the main event. Um, but yeah, like I don't know why they're pushing it so heavily. I'm sure a lot of the people, a lot of the legends in the business aren't going to be happy with this because I know Undertaker doesn't like to go behind the curtain that much.
Mm.
Um, LA Knight doesn't even like they like to keep it as real as possible, and I get that because it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, how do I feel about this? I like the concept because I think it's gonna be interesting seeing how they book shows.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna be cool to
It's gonna
watch,
it's gonna be interesting,
but I
but at the
don't know
same
why they're pushing it
time,
so heavily.
I just don't know. I just it's weird. Like I'm excited for it 100%. I just don't know what to I don't know what to take of it if you know what I mean.
I mean, it's like I said, it's a cool concept, cool idea. I just don't know how I feel about them pushing it so heavily. But
Mm.
um, okay, I believe after Jay and Gunther, it was tag team championship match.
Yep.
Parker, or well, we'll talk about the predictions for this. Everything was the same besides this match and the Sin City Street Fight. Let me find it real quick. I don't even know if I wrote it down. No, I didn't. But oh, here it is. The New Day versus the Warriors. The New Day defeat the War Raiders and secured the tag team championships, marking their first win as tag team champions without Big E. I don't know. It was a mediocre match. They won them by holding down Ivar's leg to stop the rope break, and they ran out of the entire place. Parker is up at that point, 2-1, and he's like that for the rest of the night because no other match was different.
Yes.
I believe next was next the El Grande Americano. Or was it Jacob Fatu?
Let me.
It was one of those two because it was still light out for that.
Let me check.
Because Tiffany was before the triple threat, and then before that was I think it was El Grande, then Naomi Jade, then
I'm finding. I had the card ordered bookmarked on Twitter. Where's night one? Night one. Night one. Night one. Where's night one? I'm gonna crash out. I can't find night one, and I might crash out. It's only night two. Oh, it was Jade Cargill, then Naomi.
Was it?
Yep, and then it went LA Knight, Jacob, Ray Phoenix, El Grande, Tiffany, Charlotte, Reigns, Rollins, Punk.
Okay, so keep that up, and then you'll just tell me which ones to go to next. So next was Jade Naomi.
Jade and Naomi.
Jade and Naomi had a great match. I can't lie. It was pretty good. Nothing crazy. It was just a grudge match. They are pulling out some nice moves. Freaking what was that? So Naomi was on Jade's shoulders in an electric chair position, which means she's facing this way, right? So me and pretend I'm Jade. Naomi's on my shoulders, and then she's looking the same direction as me. She flips Naomi frontwards, powerbomb.
That was I like that. That was pretty cool.
And then she hits a Jaded to win the match. Me and Parker, as I said, had both had Jade Cargill. Sorry. So it is now 2-3. We then had, was that LA Knight or was that Grande?
LA Knight.
Jacob Fatu defeats LA Knight to win his first ever singles championship in the WWE. Captured the title after executing a top rope Samoan drop followed by 2 double jump top rope moonsaults. I do think Jacob Fatu deserved that, but I do think LA Knight may be going up to the main card, maybe even Jey Uso Championship.
LA Knight for Money in the Bank.
Maybe that'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, great match. One of the best matches of night one, besides maybe main event. We then had El Grande Americano defeating Ray Phoenix. I don't know why they had him win, especially over the new talent Ray Phoenix. Americano utilized a metal plate in his mask to gain the advantage and secure the win over Ray Phoenix. But at least Ray Phoenix got a match. I mean, he debuted, 2-3 weeks ago, and he's already on WrestleMania? Great for him. It was alright. I mean, I don't know. It was kind of lackluster. They pulled out some cool moves, but other than that, it was pretty boring.
It was alright.
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany Stratton defeats Charlotte Flair, where it was barely even a wrestling match and more of just a fight. I'm glad Tiffany won. I was a little nervous that Charlotte was going to win because...
Did you see what Ric Flair tweeted after the show? He said, Tiffany and Charlotte, stole the show.
Yeah.
And, match of the night.
I don't think they stole the show. It was
the worst match of the night. No, it was the worst match of the night. I hated it.
You think that's worse than El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix?
Dude, that was honestly just so funny to watch.
Bro, me and Parker are gonna fight because we
Okay.
have some opposite
Please
takes.
don't eat me.
Um, Tiffany Stratton took some nasty bumps. She's got a big bruise on her forehead. She might have chipped her tooth, but she said she didn't. Um, Her entrance was cool though because they got sponsored by Mattel and got to legally call her the Buff Barbie and gave her a Barbie box entrance, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, Tiffany Stratton retained her title with the prettiest moonsault ever after countering a spear from Charlotte. But yeah, I'll quote Sanjay Staff. There are three things that are guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair winning a title after injury. But I guess it's not guaranteed anymore. The streak has been broken. And this time I'm happy that the streak has been broken. I'm like Undertaker. Um, we then had the best match of the weekend, in my opinion. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. This match was pretty decent. I liked it. It was good. Why can't I talk? CM Punk is in his first ever WrestleMania main event. So congratulations to the GOAT.
Mm.
Um, Seth and Roman did their entrances. Seth had a pretty different entrance. He came out in all black and then used a flamethrower to like show that, oh, burn it down. And then the lights go up and he changes into his actual outfit because he probably didn't want to catch on fire on accident, is my guess. And then he's in all white, pretty cool. Roman just did his normal entrance. It was a cool shot though. They had the little screens drop down behind him with his father, which is pretty decent little shot there. And then CM Punk. They had him basically remake his first ever package from when he debuted, with an instrumental of This Fire Burns in this background, and I picked up on that immediately. And then they go into the actual song, and I don't know if you saw it, but the stadium was singing it, which is great because maybe they'll bring it back for a little bit. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I that they did that because it was really cool. Um, so yeah, the match starts with a pretty normal way, but so many good spots. Roman jumped a barricade. Freaking, they went through the two announce tables that are reinforced. Um,
Mm.
but in the end, Seth Rollins emerges victorious in a triple threat match against Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Sorry, the match ended after a shocking betrayal by Paul Heyman, who turned on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Paul was gonna fully turn on both of them, but it makes sense. Um, I'm praying that the whole reason he did this isn't because isn't his favor, because that's stupid. I think it should just be that Paul wanted to turn on them because they're putting him through all this, and then Seth took him under his wing just because, or well, he took Seth under his wing because he wanted somebody new. Um, but yeah, the new Paul Heyman guy is Seth Rollins and somebody else that we'll talk about next week because it happened 2 days ago. But I'm excited for this new, what seems to be faction, as I mentioned. Um, Seth's great, and the other person in this faction is great. I hope they add some more people because that'd be cool.
Mm.
People are saying that it might be Evolution 2.0, which would be kind of cool.
That
Um,
would be cool.
we then had WrestleMania Night 2, which was the overall better show. Um, the show started with the women's triple threat for the World Heavyweight Championship, where Io Sky defended against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Great match. Great way to start the show. Um, as I mentioned with the other matches, set the stage very great. Um, I'm glad that Io retained. It was a it was a
Same.
nice segment. Apparently the whole way she won was a callback to when she won the women's NXT title, so that was pretty cool. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean it was a pretty good match, all the way through. Decent, decent entrances, nothing crazy. I liked it a lot though. I did like it a lot though. Parker, what'd you think about it?
I I liked it too. It was I the hair. I me and my uncle were waiting for the hair whip the whole time.
They brought it. They brought it
Was
back
it? It
so
was on
quickly.
Rhea, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but it was just like Oof.
Yeah, nothing's worse though than the one that Liv got at Chamber. That one was
Oh
bad.
no, Livs is the worst. I hope we see a
That and,
picture.
that and
I hope
Sasha
Rhea shows a
Banks.
picture.
Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 37. That one's pretty bad too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Io successfully defended her title in a triple threat match against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Sky capitalized on the chaos to retain her championship. They started off just how they've been
Oh
doing
my
their
God.
promos. What'd you do?
Stop. No. I'm doing. The reason I've been typing this whole time. You saw me typing. I was looking to research Darby Allin. This can't be real.
What?
I'm sending you the link right now. No, this can't be real, right?
What?
We were literally just talking about it.
There's
Hold on,
no
I just
way.
sent it to. I just sent it to the server. I'll read it while you're going to. Breaking
Wait.
news involving AEW superstar Darby Allin. Now former AEW superstar Samuel Ratch, aka Darby Allin, sadly passed away. April 25th. No way.
There's no way.
No way.
No, this isn't real. There's no way.
There's no way. We were literally just talking about this.
No, this isn't. There's no way this is real. No, look at all this stuff at the top. It's like trying to give you a virus. This can't be real.
Samuel Ratch. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
No, because it would be on
His
Twitter.
in-ring name is Darby Allin. Was sent to climb Mount Everest April 15th, 2025. He was set to return roughly around May 20th, 2025. His crew was informed us that roughly halfway up his climb, he fell to his death.
That's not
His crew was
true.
able to recover his body, and the medic on standby confirmed the date and time of death, April 21st, 2025 at
That can't be
5:46
true.
p.m. Wait, DST. I gotta search up what time zone DST is.
No, this is not true. This can't be because it would be all over the place.
Oh my god, DST is the Mount Everest time zone, the Himalayas.
Bro,
Samuel's
no,
answers,
it's
there's
not
no
real.
way.
It's not real.
No,
It's
it
not.
can't be.
It's not. It's
It
not.
can't be. It can't
Parker,
be.
it would be all over Twitter. It's not real. They're just looking for views and clicks.
Oh my god.
You might want to get off that though, because the way it was set up kind of looks like it was giving you a virus.
Did you see? Have you seen anything on Twitter?
No, it's got to be fake.
I hope it is. When did this come out? Today.
It's got to be fake though. It'd be all over. We'll find out tonight because they'd say something on Dynamite.
Yeah. Damn.
But I'm gonna hope that this is fake. I'm pretty sure it's fake. Yeah, I don't know. It can't be real because they would have
No way.
definitely said something.
On Twitter, it would be all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing, so I'm gonna hope to pray in God. Yeah, I was gonna say.
It should be fake, right? I'm on Twitter. Yeah,
It would
nothing's.
be all over Twitter.
This is the top thing that pops up.
What is it, Parker?
I've seen all these bums in the back and whatever they want.
Parker, what was your reaction to that? Oh, wait. Yeah, whatever. But after that was Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a Sin City Street Fight. This is the only match that mattered. And my guy, Drew McIntyre, picks up the win. And with champion's advantage after tying for the rest of the night, I retain the championship and gain a free bonus point to use at any time on any predictions.
I forgot about that.
So, I don't know when I'm using this point. I don't know if I'm going to use it to keep my reign going. But all I know is that Backlash is in 2 weeks. So,
Looking like Randy versus Cena.
dude, that's going to be so good. Randy's not going to win, I don't think. But
No chance.
Cena's going to hold that thing for almost the whole year.
People would be pissed if Randy won just because they were like, oh, you ended Cody's reign for nothing. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if Randy or Punk ended his reign because that'd be cool. But
I hope Joe Hendry
it
ends
should be a late.
It should be Joe Hendry.
It should be.
It should be a Saturday
Night
Night Main event
in Boston.
Yeah.
When me and you are both gonna be there for sure.
Oh, my uncle said, even if like he's not announced for the show yet, we're gonna buy tickets anyway, because it'll still be cool to go to, even if Cena's not there.
Because they're coming to Boston in September, but they only have one show.
For SmackDown,
Yeah, they only have one show announced.
it's in August.
Is it?
Yeah.
But they only have one show announced, and it's just of SmackDown. So I don't know. Because it goes from Boston, Massachusetts to like some random state. So yeah, after that we had Drew McIntyre beating Damian Priest. So I do retain. We then had. I don't think I have any of the other matches on here. 1 second. What else did we have?
La 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 la. We had the IC title match.
Oh, we had. I believe next was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. I don't really care if I'm going out of order.
I
Liv and
said
Raquel.
IC title match.
I don't care. We're going in the ones that we're gonna end with that. And then
Oh my god.
Women's Tag Team title match. The Judgment Day, Liv and Raquel. What?
Dude, my uncle is such a bad person. I sent him the link. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is fake, but you gotta check this out. He sent me Darby Allin's AW theme. The title is I Fell.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
I didn't know that.
But no, he's fine. Yeah. So the Judgment Day, Liv and Raquel
I didn't know
versus Lyra and mystery tag partner, the returning Becky Lynch, who beat the Judgment Day to pick up the tag team titles. In a pretty fast match. I don't know about why they did that, because on Raw they literally dropped them. But it was an alright match. We then had AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Horrible match. I don't know why they did this. Glad that Karrion was involved. Basically, Karrion stops Logan from using the brass knuckles, but still AJ won't go all out and then ends up losing. I do not think Logan should have won this. AJ Styles is a legend and a veteran. I don't know why they did that. We then had the Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship between Penta, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and the champion Braun Breaker, where Dominic Mysterio picks up the win after pinning... Was it Penta?
He pinned Finn.
Oh, he did? Okay. Yeah, basically, Dom practically turned on Finn.
In a way.
Yeah, I mean, he came behind him, started cussing him out, and then hit him with a dropkick in the 619. But yeah, he picked up the win, ran all the way up the stage because he knew Finn was mad, and then came back, got his 5 minutes of, hype. The crowd was cheering for him so loud, which...
And then he ran back down.
Dom is a great wrestler. You can't even deny it.
I think if he keeps on this pace, he's gonna be better than his dad at the end of their career. All right, now, before we start this, if I do the thing, can you please edit it? It's WrestleMania. Come on.
No, I'm not doing it because we have to get this out. It's Wednesday.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Ready? You just play it. I'll just play it into my mic.
All right, let me know when you got it. But also,
We then had the open challenge of Randy Orton. He cuts a promo saying that, anybody from any locker room could be coming out here. So choose wisely who you wanna face, because I'm gonna murder you, basically. The doors open slowly. Parker, go.
I couldn't speak. Monday, I couldn't speak. I was screaming. I had no clue. The door's opening. He's staying like this. I thought it was Rusev because it was like a big outline. I just say his name, and my uncle are screaming. My dogs are howling. Everybody's going nuts. I don't care. Like, check out my profile picture. That's Joe Hendry being RKO. That's it on all my
The
socials.
best part of the match, though, has to be when Randy did the turn and then did his pose.
Yeah.
Dude, he almost hit the, what's it, when he does the...
Like
Yeah.
when he the
What is
real
that?
Rocky thing.
Is that standing ovation? Or,
His chokeslam?
yeah.
Hey, it's chokeslam standing ovation.
Yeah,
Of course,
Yeah.
I would know that.
no, WWE is gonna steal Hendry as soon as that TNA contract's up. It's
100%.
no doubt.
Joe Hendry would want to go.
People were mad though because they're like, we're trading Jeff Hardy for the meme guy, but apparently Randy Orton picked Hendry himself.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he
That's
handpicked
awesome.
him. So yeah, Randy murdered Joe Hendry, but he gave him he literally he took Joe Hendry's hand, raised it up, let him soak it all in. Everybody was
Joe
going
Hendry's gonna be
insane.
fighting for the world title in 10 years in the main event of
Probably will.
WrestleMania.
I don't know about 10 years, maybe like 5.
Maybe like 5. But they're gonna have a video package and they're gonna talk about how his first WrestleMania match was
He
like
wasn't even
Randy
the
Orton
company.
against Randy Orton. It was like a minute and 20 seconds.
And he wasn't even in the company.
He wasn't. No, he was the TNA World Champion.
That's the first time that any champion from another promotion has wrestled on WrestleMania, because ECW
Wow.
was owned by WWE.
That's wild.
And then we had one of the most controversial matches in all of wrestling history. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Folks, grab some popcorn because me and Parker are going to debate for sure.
Oh no. Oh god. I liked it.
How do they fumble this? Dude, you had this was a generational match in the making, and you fumble it! Guys, don't worry, Travis Scott's here. That's all that happened!
I thought the match was great.
Of course you did. No, I wanted to kill Parker. I said, that match sucked. He goes, I'm not a mark.
Wait, let me find the let me find the text because it was so fun. I was dying.
Read it, cause
One second. Ice Bucket Challenge, Miyagi Mike. Here we go. So I said like most blah entrance ever, talking about Cena's entrance, which it was just literally just said John Cena, and he said Iron Man. I said you said they fumbled it. What the hell? They ruined it. What the hell? I said wow, no Rock. He said that sucked. I said 17th title. He said what the fuck? I said just like that. He said that was horrible. Jonas just typing in all caps. I'm typing in no caps. I said I'm just happy Joe Hendry was there. He said, what the hell? Something better happen. I said, The Rock, please. Wow. I'm sorry, but that's the biggest fumble in WWE in a while. I said, I liked it, but, I'm not a mark. And he said, we'll chat later.
I want to read off my tweets.
Did you tweet something?
Oh, I tweeted a lot. I was
Oh,
that night.
no. I haven't seen this.
Let's see. What did I say? I retweeted, like, everything that had to do with Karrion Kross. Let's see.
I retweeted everything that had to do with
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Where did it start? Can't even tell. So yeah, I repost something about Joe Hendry, and the next thing you see is, I'm sorry, but this ending was horrible. The match itself was fine, but I don't like how Cena won. I retweeted, how did we go from one of the greatest opening matches in WrestleMania history to one of the worst endings ever? I don't get it. I tweeted, I'm so sad because of how this ended. Was one of the best Mania nights of all time, in my opinion. But this ending to what could have been a generation match absolutely sucked. I get that Cena's a heel, but that doesn't fix how bad of a way he won. I'm excited for Raw tomorrow.
Then he replied to one of Dante Turo's tweets. He said, so Dante from formerly from Stash Club, he kind of in a way he replied to somebody said Michael Cole mentioned selling his soul to Paul Heyman, and it's a picture with Cena, Paul Heyman, Seth, and The Rock all standing over Cody. Yep. Dante said the ending of Night 2 of WrestleMania will be cinema. Jonas said, damn.
Because it was not cinema.
And then he also said it kind of felt like the main event of a special episode of Raw.
And then I reposted a bunch. So Coldaholic
Horrible or not, Cena deserved to break the record. That finish sucked.
Coldaholic, I was reposting everything, dude. I just don't get it, man. I don't know. I don't know. I love how Dom tweeted. It wasn't actually Dom, but it's like the fan account.
Yeah. Nobody's happy about the ending.
It's so funny.
Nobody's happy about the ending and John Cena for winning the 17th time, but everyone's pumped about me being the IC title. And then community note: this user is not the real Dom Mysterio. Here we go. I tweeted this when we heard Travis Scott's music.
That's not rock. Robbie the Brain Heenan or something. I don't even know if it's actually him.
He also reposted this.
Everything a boy needs to hear. I love that. It's so fun. But yeah, no, I hate this match. I don't even want to talk about it. I quit the podcast after that. Like, dude, this sucked.
Okay.
Like, no, don't get me wrong. The beginning of the match was fine. It was a big fight feel, and then the rest of it sucked.
But there is one thing.
I don't know, Parker. This has been an hour, 54 minutes.
All
All right, Parker. You know what time it is. Who is your wrestler of the week?
Now, there's a few I could go. I could go Seth.
I'll let you pick. I'll let you do this. I'll let you pick one male, one female from Mania, and then your own wrestler of the week, because I know who that one's gonna be.
So one male, one female from WrestleMania, and then my own wrestler has to be Joe Hendry. I mean, come on.
And then pick your male
Mania
and female MVP of WrestleMania.
My male MVP of WrestleMania will have
Oh, it's lagging really bad.
to be. There's two I could go with. Oh, you're lagging too. There's two I could go with. Either Seth or Cross, in my opinion. I think I'm gonna go with Seth, in my opinion.
Dude,
But Cross is definitely
that
close.
promo work.
Cross is definitely close to Seth. Then
It's
female,
gotta be Io.
it's Io or Joanna Hendry probably.
Okay, so it's Io.
It's Io.
Yeah, I hate this dude, but he's staying in the background because
After
look
this,
out.
you get
Look out for a promo next week.
pipe bomb.
No, it's not a pipe bomb. But
Please,
yeah.
pipe bomb.
All right, Parker. Without further ado, goodbye. And good night. Bang. That's a good ending. That's a good ending.